everyone. Welcome to Chef Shelley's Kitchen. If you go to Olive Garden, it's likely you may have tried their pasta fagioli, which is just a nice soup. And honestly, you could just, because the salad is unlimited, you could eat that soup and all your salad and you'd be good to go. And so I thought, man, it'd be nice to try to figure out how to make that myself. So I have a great recipe here that I know you're going to love. It's very simple. And I'm going to, I'll put, of course, as always, all the ingredients and the amounts in the comments section. And I'm going to say the portion that I'm making today will probably yield about 4 servings. So if you want more than that, obviously you need to double it. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off first. You can use beef if you're a beef person. If you've tuned into any of my episodes, you know that I don't eat red meat. So we're going to actually use ground turkey. Okay? So we're going to put the ground turkey, let that do its thing, and then I'll talk a little bit about some of the ingredients that we have here, but let's let that start. And I have the water going, so we're going to just add the pasta. So that could be doing its thing. Let that settle there. And what we're going to do, once the ground meat is done, then I'm going to swap over. I'm going to put this big pot over here because this is a soup. And then we'll saute the vegetables. So what I have are carrots, onions, and celery. We're going to use a little bit of garlic, minced garlic. This is like V8, so it's vegetable juice. And then you can either use, what I have here is vegetable broth, but you can use chicken broth as well. Totally up to you. Excuse me. And then we have some cannellini beans that will go in there, and lots of good seasonings. So let me let me just wash my hands since I coughed in my hands. Let me do that and we'll come right back. Okay, so that gave me some chance to wash my hands and clear my throat. So the ground meat is just about done. And if you all know my little trick, if you use ground turkey, sometimes because it's leaner, you have to break it up a little bit more. Some people are like, oh, it's so clumpy. That's true. So I always use a potato masher, and honestly, it does the trick. It just makes it perfect. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now swap this out because this is good and done. It is fully cooked, and you will see that it's fully cooked. Okay. All right. We're just going to put this aside right here. And then we're going to put this pot on in its place. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add just about a teaspoon of minced garlic or 1 or 2 cloves. Totally up to you. We're going to add just a little bit, about a teaspoon of olive oil. Like so. And to that, we're going to add the onions. We're going to add the carrots. And we're going to add the celery. Ooh, it smells so good. All right. We're going to just kind of saute this together like so. You can smell the aroma. We're going to let this cook, and we're going to basically kind of let this soften up, okay? So we're going to let this soften. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes. We're going to come back, and then we're going to add our sauces, okay? So we want to make this, we're going to let it cook for just about 2 to 3 minutes, all right? Let's let it do its thing. We'll be back. Okay, so this has been sauteing a couple of minutes. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add the liquids, okay, and then the seasoning. So this is, you know, like equivalent of V8, kind of the vegetable tomato juice. And that's kind of what makes that sauce so nice. And then as I mentioned, I'm using vegetable broth. You can use chicken broth, whatever you would like. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna let this come to a boil. And once it comes to a boil, then turn the heat down and we're gonna let it simmer for 20 minutes, okay? So let it come to a boil. When it comes to the boil, turn your heat down, medium, and just time it for about 20 minutes, okay? So you wanna turn it down. And in the meantime, check on your pasta because likely the pasta is going to be ready and then you can just turn that off because it's just about done and I'm gonna put it in the strainer and then it'll be ready to put in there. So let's come back in 20 minutes. Again, let it boil, come to a boil on high. When it does, turn it down medium to low, let it simmer, clock it 20 minutes. Okay, so it's been 20 minutes and actually what I did do, and I said, oh, why did I do that? I actually put my seasoning in. So that was oregano, basil, parsley, and pepper. Again, look in the comment section, but I had my little container like this and I went on and put it in. So next what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the beans and we're gonna add the ground meat that we that we cooked earlier. I just transferred it over to a bowl just to make it a lot easier to pour in. And since I had 20 minutes to do it anyway, certainly I could do it. So what we're gonna do now, once you've mixed all of this in, and again, don't forget to mix in your seasonings, we're going to now let this sit for 8 minutes. And then it's totally up to you whether or not you want to add your pasta. After it's ready, add the pasta to it, or if you want to just put the pasta separate. That's a lot of times what happens, but I think what I'm going to do, because pasta tends to absorb so much of your juices, I'm going to keep it separate. I'm going to put some on the bottom and then I'm going to add it. So I'll do that each time, okay? So now I'm just stirring this up nicely and it's looking good. And we're gonna turn the heat up just a little bit. I have mine on medium heat and we're going to now let that cook for another 8 minutes. Then when we come back, I'm gonna actually, while I'm waiting, I'm gonna go in and put some of the pasta in my bowl as my tester bowl, like so. And as I said, I think this will be the best thing to do. All right, so let's let it 8 minutes. We'll come back, we'll put it on top. We're gonna try it out. It's gonna be good. All right.